welcome to the news. My name is Lavis Onyebuchi. The headlines: Ebonyi State University alumnus defines education as functional tool for societal change. The National Orientation Agency joins millions of Nigerians to mourn death of former president. And the France in the US to send very sophisticated military equipment to Ukraine. The Commissioner for Information and State Orientation, Mr. Judah, has described the New Year festival known as Ezekona as not just a time to celebrate the harvest, but a cherished moment for people of Ezek land to honor their rich cultural heritage, urging the people to always strive to protect and uphold their rich cultural heritage to ensure that the tradition lives on for future generations. He made a call when Ezokogo people comprising Umezoka, Ekwetekwe, Ubinyago, and Amaolo autonomous communities celebrated the Okakonilium Festival at Central School, Wachuke, in the Zanos local government area of the state. Our reporter, Osando Unguta, has more to tell us.
Mr. Kpo, who described the Okaku Festival as rich cultural heritage in the tradition of Ezekona clan as a time for honoring the harvest and reaffirming community ties, emphasized the importance of peace and harmony, and urged Ezokugo people to foster relationships not just within themselves, but also with their neighbors. The Information Commissioner chronicled several dividends of democracy being enjoyed by Ezekona clan in different parts of the state, charged the people to utilize their esteemed qualities of industriousness, resilience, and sincerity in their continued support to the leadership of Governor Francis Nwifuru to attract more opportunities, appointments, and more dividends of democracy that would enrich the community.
The New Yam Festival is not just a time to celebrate the harvest. It is a cherished moment for us to honor our rich cultural heritage. Our customs and traditions are the fabric that weaves our identity as Ndeza. They remind us of the strength we possess, the history we carry, and the story we tell. It is during moments like this that we celebrate our resilience, our industrious nature, and the sincerity that defines us as Ndeza. Let us cherish this day and the significance it holds in unifying our hearts and further reinforcing our bonds as a people born under one heritage. As we engage in this festive celebration, let us remember the importance of living in peace and harmony. Very important, because peace is the bedrock of development.
In a church service, which kickstarted the event, Reverend Father Joseph Ukoro, in a homily, called on Ezekona people to use the Okaku Festival to emulate the peaceful disposition of Jesus Christ to love and live in peace among themselves and with their neighboring communities.
The message of today is a message of love. Christ is telling us to keep the commandment of God. You love God and you love your neighbor. Then you gain heaven. And this message tallies with the celebration of today as the festival of Okaku is a sign of unity and peace. And when there's no love, there will be no peace.
Other stakeholders in the area, including the traditional ruler of Umwezoka Autonomous Community, Eze Fidelis Ogodo, Chief Solomon Ekma, and Mr. Sunday Nweze, appreciated organizers of the event and pledged their continued support to Governor Francis Nwifuru, as well as the development of Ezekona communities.
I want to thank my people for unanimously agreeing to go back to culture. I want to thank God that this year's Okaku festival is like this. I'm praying for other communities and others. Let us embrace our culture. Culture is not a sin. It is a way of life. And it's not against Christianity. It's only when you go to idol worship that it becomes against Christianity. So on behalf of all the other traditional rulers that were here, I want to appreciate the organizers. I want to appreciate His Excellency who give us the enabling environment for everyone to celebrate, to enjoy himself in his own way.
I'm very grateful for Umwezoka people by what they are doing for celebration.
I'm really overwhelmed by what happened this year. I congratulate the organizers and I thank God for the life of Umwezoka. I pray that Almighty God will fulfill all the requests and the heart desire of Umwezoka.
The event featured traditional dance, sharing of tubers of yam alongside fruits to some deserving personalities. Osando Nguta, Salt TV News.
Federal government has been called upon to revoke all government mining licenses issued to all non-operational companies or
Mr. Onya lamented that the Mining Act of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, which stipulates that all minerals are under the exclusive list, meaning under the control of the federal government, has greatly affected investment in the solid minerals sector. The commissioner made it clear that the state governor, Chief Francis Nwifuru, was very much interested in industrializing the state and promoting an investment-friendly environment in Ebonyi State, maintaining that mining activities would boost the economy of the state and contribute to its development.
Ebonyi is open for investment, and whenever we see willing and genuine investors, we do not allow them to go back. They are here with their money, and we want them to invest their money here, because when they do that, we benefit from it. They will also benefit. So it's going to be a win-win situation for the both parties.
The operational and administration manager of Radiant Mineral Products Limited, RMPL, Mr. Okudili Eze, said the company was interested in investing in the mineral sector in Ebonyi State, but regretted that all the available promising mining sites in the state have been allocated to dormant mining license investors, and appealed to federal and state government to cancel dormant licenses and relocate the mining sites to serious investors who are ready to develop the resources and unlock the economic potential of the state. According to Mr. Eze, these dormant licenses, which are non-operative, have prevented them from securing viable mining sites and greatly hindered their plans for the past 18 months to invest and develop the resources.
So governments have role to play, and them also have role to play. It's not just one side.
The Group Chief Financial Officer of Radiant Mineral Products Limited, Mr. Vankas Koma, said the company was ready to establish a fully integrated battery manufacturing company in the state to create wealth and reduce unemployment in the state.
We have already a setup which is already existing in the country, in Nigeria, in Ogun State. We are assuring that we will set up here in Ebonyi State also. So we have precedents. Wherever we are exploring, we got some sites where we explored. When we are exploring the new sites, which has potential, those sites are already under some or other licenses. The most peculiar part is that the license holder seems to be opportunistic. They are not doing any kind of mining, but they are just holding the license to grab huge sum of money from the company to whom they want to sell.
Mr. Koma therefore appealed to the state government to prevail on the federal government to cancel dormant mining licenses issued to non-operative companies and make them available to serious investors. Emma Nwore.
An alumnus of Ebonyi State University, Dr. Chima Anyasa, says education should not be seen as fundamental achievement, but as a functional instrument for personal growth and societal change. Dr. Chima stated these while delivering a lecture titled "From Classroom to Bedroom: The Power of Education in Shaping Destiny," initiated by EBBC, held on the campus. The report.
Dr. Chima Anyasa said, true education begins after graduating from the higher institution of learning, as it lives in the risk one takes, the failure survived, reinventions mastered, and the wisdom gained. Dr. Anyasa thanked EBBC for giving him a shoulder to lean on in terms of inculcating sound education in him, which has helped to foster his personal growth and improvement from classroom to boardroom. He urged EBBC students to refine their principles and build lasting legacy that will someday give them the moral authority and economic wisdom to influence policies, shift paradigms, and rewrite the history of Nigeria.
Because I don't stand before you as a perfect man, but as a living testimony, a story of transformation from uncertainty in the classroom to the responsibilities of the boardroom today. Let me tell you, your result is not your reality. I refuse to let one degree define the rest of my life. I wore that degree as a badge, not of shame, but of determination.
The Vice Chancellor of Ebonyi State University, Professor Michael Awoke, represented by the Deputy Vice Chancellor Academics, Professor Iko Oba, underscored the power of education in achieving one's aspiration, making informed decisions, and pursuing opportunities that abounds in the contemporary age, and maintained that from classroom to boardroom journey of Dr. Chima Anyasa was a true reflection of motivation, diligence, and determination.
We appreciate all the
alumni members or the alumnus of the university, and we appreciate what you people are doing. We thank you for your contribution. We thank you for your sacrifices.
The head of department, Mass Communication, Dr. Simon Nwankwo, said the lecture delivered by Dr. Chima Anyaso was a well-researched one and thought out pool of ideas aimed at inspiring the students in the classroom to make great exploits in the boardroom through creating values and opportunities for themselves.
Our product should be good ambassadors of the university, and they should look back and see that there is always a need for you to come and give back, contribute towards making this place better, because Ebonyi State University is competing with other universities to attain that global best standard.
Professor Emmanuel Echiago, the Chief of Staff, Government House, said to be successful in the boardroom, students ought to make sacrifice and think beyond academic qualifications, and thank Dr. Chima Anyaso for inspiring the students through the lecture.
It's not important that you must make first class or make something, but have the purpose. You know, when you leave this place, don't be limited with the certificate you have.
The event was graced by notable personalities in both academic and political circle. For Salt TV News, I am Chidebere Morie.
We take a quick break, and after this break, the news will continue. Glad to have you join us on the news. Vice President Kachin Shettima and the Chief of Staff to the President, Femi Gbadagba, have arrived at the London Clinic in the United Kingdom to receive the body of the late President Muhammadu Buhari, who passed on Sunday. The Vice President and the Chief of Staff led the Nigerian delegation to London early today. Details.
The Nigerian delegation to the United Kingdom was received by the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Yusuf Tuga, Borno State Governor Babagana Zulum, among others. President Bola Tinubu had on Sunday directed Shettima and Gbadagba to lead the Nigerian delegation to receive the body of his predecessor for burial in Nigeria. Buhari died in London on Sunday at about 4:30 p.m. following a prolonged illness. Tinubu immediately ordered flags at half-mast as a mark of respect for his departed leader and offered his deep condolences to the family of the late president. Buhari, who hailed from Katsina State in Nigeria's northwest zone, was the country's democratically elected president from May 29, 2015 to May 29, 2023. He also served as military head of state between January 1984 and August 1985.
The National Orientation Agency (NOA) joins millions of Nigerians mourning the passing of Nigeria's former president, Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, a leader who left an indelible mark on the nation's political and moral landscape. The Director General of the National Orientation Agency, Madam Larry Issa Onilu, urges the people in line with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's directive that the national flag be flown at half-mast for 7 days. The NOA will monitor and ensure compliance across public institutions nationwide.
The agency calls on private organizations and citizens to participate in this act of national mourning as a tribute to the former president's legacy. This moment of national loss calls for reflection and recognition of a man who served Nigeria with conviction, courage, and a deep commitment to integrity. His tenure in public service, both as a military and civilian leader, was underscored by a vision for national renewal, anti-corruption, and strong institutions. The agency encourages all citizens to honor the former president not only through this gesture, but by living out the ideals of patriotism, discipline, and service which he championed through his life. This act of collective remembrance is not just ceremonial, but a national symbol of gratitude, mourning, and respect.
Away from Nigeria to Syria, at least 30 people have been killed in clashes in southern Syria as authorities sent forces to de-escalate the situation. Scores of people were also injured in the violence between Bedouin Sunni tribes and fighters from the Druze religious minority in the city of Soida.
Syria's interior minister said at least 30 people were killed, while the Syria Observatory for Human Rights, a war monitor, put the death toll at 37. Fighting between different minority groups has escalated since the collapse of the Assad regime in December. A new Islamic-led government is working to establish control within the country, which remains in a fragile situation.
Donald Trump says the U.S. will send various purchases of various sophisticated military equipment to Ukraine. Speaking on Sunday night, the U.S. president confirms the equipment will include missile defense systems, which Ukraine desperately needs. Let's bring you the details of that news.
Trump also criticizes Russia's President Putin, saying he really surprised a lot of people. He talks nice and then he bombs everybody in the evening. Ukraine's President Zelensky said last week that the US had resumed military supplies to Ukraine as Russian-era attacks intensified. Trump says the US will be reimbursed 100% for the latest supplies, adding, "That's the way it should have been a long time ago." Meanwhile, the U.S. envoy to Ukraine, Kate Kellogg, has arrived in Kyiv, hugging Zelensky's chief of staff as he stepped off the train.
Before we go, a quick look at the major developments in the bulletin. An alumnus of Ebonyi State University, Dr. Chimayasa, says education should not be seen as ornamental achievement, but as a functional instrument for personal growth and societal change. We also brought a report that the National Orientation Agency joined millions of Nigerians in mourning the passing of Nigeria's former president, Muhammad Buhari, GCFR, a leader who left an indelible mark on the nation's political and moral landscape. Donald Trump says the U.S.